Hi, everyone, and welcome to Connections Wellness Wake Up with Nat. And I am Nat, and I'm really excited to be here today. It is now Friday, the last day of the week. And wow, we've had a busy week this week. We've had quite a few guests on as well, and we've also had some great stuff from Rebecca. I'm back actually because my last wellness wake up did not go so great. We had a lot of tech issues this week. I'm not sure. I think it's just Rebecca's are seeming to go really well for her, but for some reason, I think our internet has been having a lot of issues. So I thought I would redo this wellness wake up with Nat so that we could go through some of the things that I had shared last time when sadly the audio gave up on me. So today I really wanted to talk about my rhythm clock that I do with my family, with my children. And the reason that I started doing this rhythm clock was because when we were first at home in isolation, our first week was pretty crazy. You know, we were kind of trying to figure out what we were doing. I was trying to balance work and the kids and lessons. And then, of course, my husband, the same thing as well, because he's also working and he's actually an essential worker. So it was just a lot happening in that week, a lot of tension and whatnot. So I decided to do a rhythm clock. And this rhythm clock actually is based on Rebecca's in breath and out breath, the whole idea of the flow of the day. And of course, my rhythm clock, or our rhythm clock, I should say, is that, and here it is. I actually took pictures of it so you guys could see it a lot better. And I'll show you right now. And there it is. So I decided to do a rhythm clock on the day. So you can see there that it starts the morning and goes all the way around throughout the day until nighttime. And I use clothespins so that I could kind of have the kids decide when they'd like to do their activities. So the activity times are actually the darker pink, and then we've got free time as the lighter pink. And free times usually it's really up to them. They can go outside and play. They can go off on their bikes and do their thing as well. They can play basketball in the driveway. So it's really up to them what they do on their free time. And for me, the important things in terms of activities, or as I guess you call it lessons, was math, music, art, and books. So for books, it could be reading or it could be writing. For art, it could be learning about art as well as doing art. And of course, there's so many different types of arts that includes crafts and whatnot as well. For math, obviously, I think that's an easy one to understand. And then the next one was, so we did art, music, math, books. Oh, and the music, of course, was basically listening to music or making music. So we have a guitar here that the boys have been using, and I also have a piano, and Charlie's actually been learning how to play the piano. One of my oldest as well, Bryce, he also makes his own music on his computer. He makes rhythms or beats on his computer. So he does that as well. So that includes music. So basically that is my or our Monday to Thursday rhythm clock. And I just want to show you our Friday to Sunday rhythm clock. So this rhythm clock that my family, that we made together, we actually all sat down and kind of decided how we would do this. And we'd agreed that Monday to Thursday was when they would do their lessons or they would do their art, music, and all that stuff in a routine, a rhythm. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when we decided to do, the free day, the day where they have more free time. And then as well, time when we have a lot more time as a family together to do fun stuff. And I just really wanted to talk about what my boys have been up to because they're older. I have Aiden, who's 12, Finn, who's 13, and Bryce, who's 15. And this concept of, sitting down and doing work, I think is actually not what they're doing. And it's hard to balance work and lessons, schoolwork, I guess you could say, with older kids, because you're always thinking that they're going to be sitting down, doing some math work on paper. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to kind of get away from that whole school idea, right? And I wanted them to learn through play. And I think this is a really important concept that we understand really well with young kids, right? Because it's so easy. They just play all the time, right? They play with their blocks, they play with their puppets, with their dolls. Like, it's always playing. And the concept of learn through play for young kids is really easy to understand. But I think we forget that when our kids are older, it's the same thing, right? They still learn through play. It's so important for them to take on projects that are important to them. So what we did, and I'm just going to close up some windows here, is we actually sat down. I sat down with each of my children. I'm just going to show you a little graph that actually Rebecca found for me. And it's all about what will my day look like. And this is just an example, and I'll show it again. I'll add it on to the comments afterwards if anyone wants to print it off. But it's the idea that you sit down with your child and you decide, okay, what are we going to work on? What type of project would you love to do that you would like to take on during the next, and I don't mean day, like something that gets done in a day. I mean something that gets done in the next weeks or months. So really long-term project. So we sat down and we decided with each of the boys, we decided, what are you going to do? What is something that you love to do? And having this little graph was actually really helpful, and you guys could use it as well. So that's just an example of how you could set it out of what you want to do, what you would love to do. It's a little hard to see. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. What you want to do, what you can do, and all that great stuff. And basically, my two youngest, well, no, that's not true, actually. My oldest and my youngest boy decided to create a graphic novel. So I thought that was a brilliant idea because they love to read graphic novels. And of course, making one is even so much, it's more fun, right? So we decided that if we were going to make a graphic novel, how are we going to do that? So the project was about researching. It was about, oh, sorry, Rebecca, I totally missed what you said. Can you see me really well? Okay, I think you can see me really well. In terms of supper. Oh yeah, for the wheel. Yes, so sorry. When we do our rhythm clock, we have lunch and we have supper. And two of the kids help out with lunch and two of the kids help out with supper. And I mean, these are really great activities as well, right? Because it's, again, learning through play. So they do supper, they bake, they cook. And it's also a lot of fun. You know, it's that special time with your child. So yeah, the lunch and the supper is really important for us as a family, and we always sit down and eat together as well. So that was a really important thing to add to our rhythm. So make sure when you do your rhythm clock that you add all those different components, right? Every family's rhythm clock is going to be so different, right, from each other's. So I'm just going to go here and look at what we have. So basically, I sat down with Bryce and we started talking about the different things he'd love to do. Now, music was easy because, as I said, he does beats. He creates beats and music on his computer. And I think that's awesome, right? The whole idea of beats and rhythm. And that has that has patterns, right? That's like the concept of math right there. But we also decided that we were going to do a graphic novel. Well, he decided, I should say. And we went through what would be the steps of doing a graphic novel. Well, first of all, you have to know how to do that, right? You have to know what materials you're going to use. You have to know how to do the concept and the plan of it. So there was a lot of research that the boys had to do. And this was for my youngest boy and my oldest boy. As well, they had to kind of think through who the characters were. So for my oldest boy, he actually spent a good hour a day on the drawings. He's also done the writing, but the drawings for him were really important. And for him, and I'll show you this one here, for my oldest, drawing was just one of the things that he loved to do, and he spent a lot of time doing it. So this is one of his characters that he drew. And while he's drawing, he's thinking about, well, what kind of character is this, right? She's got a patch. What kind of person is it? How did she get that patch? So all of this is happening at the same time as he's drawing. So a lot of background work happening during, you know, the whole drawing phase and whatnot. So I'm just going to close that off, and I'm going to show you my other boy, what he did, the whole idea of writing, and he kind of set everything up, as you can see here. I'm not sure if you can see the text very well, but he decided on 3 characters, and he kind of gives a description of the 3 characters here. He's also has his setting, and he's got his beginning, middle, and ending. And then he's got, what else does he have here? He's got the questions and all that fun stuff happening. So he really did a huge outline of what he wants to include in his novel, right? In his graphic novel. And then from there, he went on to, and I'm just going to show you his pictures. So here's his characters. And again, he's trying to develop who his characters are. So there's Bill, Bob, and Joe. And his, of course, is a novel or a graphic novel about the zombie apocalypse, of course. So there's his zombie there who's missing some, well, a leg and an arm. And he actually had a lot of fun doing this. So just really great, you know. And then afterwards, he talked about, or he drew out what it's going to look like. So he's got his house outside. Oh, I see Julie's here. Hi, Julie. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask, right? I'm open to questions. So here's the outside of his house, and here's the inside of his house. So he really had to think through setting, right? Like, where is this going to happen, and where specifically? Is it outside, in the back? Is it what rooms and whatnot? So he's really thinking through that one here, and I'll show you in the next one. So he's actually really advanced for his project because he was just really so excited, and he's actually already started doing his blocks, as you can see here. He's got his house, he's setting it up so that we're walking inside his house. It's just really cute, and I'm just really proud of the boys. I really wanted to highlight that. And for each block, he's also got an outline of, I'm just going to put this up here. Yes. The boys, him and Finn, have been really talking about zombie apocalypses lately, so I guess it's kind of fitting for this time. So basically, he's done 4 blocks, and he's going to continue working it. And he has a book that's dedicated to just this. And he's just really loving it. And, you know, every day he kind of decides based on the rhythm when he's going to do certain tasks. So drawing, writing. And of course, when you're doing graphic novel, you're still writing, right? You're still doing the text. You're still kind of thinking through things and outlining what you're going to do. So it's just a really fun project. And of course, you can do any type of project. You can, if you have a child who loves to cook, make that their project, right? They could cook different things. They could find out about different cooks, you know, those really popular cooks out there. They could find out where the foods come from, where geographically it is on a map. Like, there's so many options, and it's just really letting kids know that whatever they really love to do is fun, right? So they're learning through play, and it's to really kind of steer them towards opening that up to other ideas, right? Geography, research, writing, even math, right? Everything can be intertwined within that whole project. And I think that's what's so much fun for them. So I'm going to show you actually, and this is one that my second boy, I just saw Rebecca said, oh, write a cookbook. Yes, that would be so amazing, right? I think that's a brilliant idea. Writing a cookbook, they could even draw the foods in their cookbooks, or you know what? They could even take pictures, photography, make videos. Like, so many different components can come into their project. It's really a lot of fun. And I find too that it allows the kids to be creative, right? Because it kind of opens all of those different spheres up, and they come up with, I think, brilliant ideas. So I'm going to show you Finn's idea. And last time we did this video, which was Wednesday, we kind of cut out the stream. So we decided, Finn and I, to do a video of his ants. So hopefully you guys get to see it. Now, for Finn and his ants, Finn's been working on this project for a number of years now. He started it with just one colony. And what he does is he actually goes outside into the outdoors. So that's another component, right? And he figures out which ants are queens. He finds the queens, and he has to actually research when they're out for their nuptial flights. He has to research how does he know when they have eggs, right, when they've been bred. So he has to know what they look like without their wings and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of components. And one of them was research as well. And I'm going to show you this little text that he worked on. So Finn actually has a tutor. We use Learn Quebec to do nightly tutoring sessions, great tutors actually. And I will make sure to share the link to Learn Quebec because they really are amazing. And as part of his project, Finn decided that because of a lot of the writing that he does is very factual. So he thought that it would be fun to do a creative writing project with his teacher about ants. And of course, the teacher thought this was brilliant. So here's an example of his creative writing. And the teacher also makes sure that he uses certain things like adjectives, now really precise adjectives and nouns. It's about, looking at grammar, about senses, the touch, the taste, the sound, and sight. So really, bringing all that into the work. So I just really wanted to share that because I think that's a really fun component in writing factually based text, but then of course in having fun with the ants, right, and having fun with giving them different personalities is what he's done here. So that's one of the components. Another thing that he'll be working on soon is like I said, he does a lot of research. So another thing that he'll be working on soon is we're going to be getting him a huge map, and he's going to be writing down, or I guess he'd be tacking the different ants geographically where you find them. Finn loves geography, and he actually knows where all the ants come from. So having a visual of that is just a really fun component. So now I'm actually going to show you a video of his ants. He's got quite a number of colonies, and he's got one specific colony with over 2,000 ants. Yeah, and these are like in their own ecosystem. There's queens in there. They're building like their little nesting areas and whatnot. So this isn't like the little ones that you see on Toys R Us. These are real ant colonies. So I'm going to put up this video, and I'll see you soon afterwards. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, so here we are looking at Finn's ants, a part of Finn's ants world. And Finn, can you let us know what's the name of this thing here with the jar in it?
So that's the outworld.
The outworld, okay.
Where they basically forage and dump their waste.
Okay, and I actually see some dried crickets in there, and there's some dirt and whatnot, and some fake plants. All right, and then that outer world is connected by a long tube. There's no ants in the tube right now. I think they're still sleeping, and it's connected to this. Now, right now we've got your little camera set up on here. Let's look at what we have. So what's this part called, Finn?
The nest.
The nest, okay. And this is where they actually have all their eggs. So we're actually going to get to see their eggs. So there they are. See on the roof there, on the ceiling, I should say, of the glass, you can see some eggs. And the ants are moving around. And this is connected to the outer world, and there's also water here. Now, what kind of ants are these, Finn?
I'm pretty sure that they are Monomorium minimum.
Okay. And what do? They have, how many workers do you have right now for this colony?
So
about
2,000 workers.
2,000 workers. And right now I'm just taking a picture of a close-up of their of their nesting, and the white things in there are their eggs. Now this is one queen's nest, but you were telling me that there's actually more than one queen in this one, right?
Yeah.
How many queens are there?
Well, I have only seen one queen, but I think there might be 15.
Yeah, because we did see a lot of nesting areas. And so far, this is the biggest one, really. And you were saying that these, usually you have one queen per colony, right? But this colony is, what type of colony is it?
Pelagianus.
That's right. So you were telling me that this type of colony has a lot of queens. So I'm just going to close this up here because you have other colonies that you're working on. So this is your largest one that you're with your queens and whatnot. And you also have all of these colonies that you're working on right now. And these all have queens. And I think most of them have eggs as well, don't they?
Yeah.
And where did you find all of these queens, Ben?
Backyard.
Yeah, backyard, eh? And I think it was it in the spring when you went out?
Yep.
And you waited for specific dates for them to come out. And what were you waiting for?
Basically just to see if ants will come out and stuff. Just see if like they will come out and like forage.
Right.
And then after that, after a rainstorm.
Yeah, they'd come
So,
out. Yeah. I guess it
the
was.
queens will come out.
Yeah, because they were mated. I'm just trying to show here. We can't really see. These are your carpenter ants, right?
Yeah.
And right now your carpenters have, there they are. There's the food. It's hard to see.
Because I need to go back.
Yeah, you do that part and I'll just film. Look how big she is. Wow, look at her. And underneath her is all of her eggs. Wow, it's really neat to see them this close. It's awesome. Okay. You don't want to disturb them too much because then they'll get all stressed out, eh? I think she's a little stressed out right now, her. Yeah, okay. And you also have this one here I noticed earlier, and you've got them all in little vials.
Test tubes.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I set this up. Actually, I'll let you set it up, Finn, if you're able to set it up. Maybe we would be able to see these ants in their eggs. There they are. Look at that. You can see them there working. It's really neat, this thing that you have. What is this screen called?
It's
okay. Take your time.
Coolertron, I think.
Okay.
Not really sure.
And look at them right now. I think that they're trying to get all their eggs together, right?
Yeah.
There's the queen and whatnot. It's a little hard to see because there's a bit of filament on the top there. Oh, they're really scrambling. That is neat. Well, thank you so much, Finn. I'm just going to show a big picture of all of your ants. And right now you've got your Coolertron on there. So usually you wouldn't have that there. I'm just going to show a nice big picture of everything that you have here on your table with all of your ants. There we go. And I want to thank you for letting us see them and talking to us about them. Thanks, Finn.
Hi, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that little video that Finn put together for us. He was really shy to be in the video, but I said to him, well, it's okay. Well, I'll ask you some questions and you can just answer them and show us around and whatnot. So Finn was really excited to show you guys that and to really show his project because, like I said, he's been working on this for a number of years. And he's really excited that he'll actually be able to really focus on it now on a day-to-day basis. And what's nice is that these are now his pets, so he also has to take care of them and feed them, make sure they have water and whatnot. So I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing it. This time you actually got to see it because we had audio and whatnot. And I just really wanted to challenge everyone to kind of, oops, sorry, something just popped up on my screen there. I'm just going to close that off. I think it's YouTube playing around with my stuff. So I'd like to challenge everyone to come up with their own rhythm, right? Their day-to-day rhythm. And I'm telling you, it's going to really help you balance like work and time with the kids. And as well, when the kids are doing these projects, I'm not sitting with them. They actually go off and do their project by themselves and they work on it and they come back and they show me and they're so excited to show me what they've done. So I think it's a really great way to kind of set out your week. And you guys could do a Monday to Friday, you could do Monday to Wednesday, it's really up to you and really giving kids that autonomy and that independence to kind of choose what they're going to do during the day, but also the independence to choose what they're going to work on as well, and trying to steer them towards different paths, like, okay, Finn, you're going to do your ants. That's amazing. Let's do some videos. Let's take some pictures. Finn even has been drawing some anatomy of his ants. I meant to show that, but I missed. I forgot. And now he's going to be working on a map and doing all the research. So really, trying to steer them towards all the different things that they can do that relate to the project. And there's so many things you can do and that kids love. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to challenge everyone to come up with their own rhythm, but also to come up with a project and to sit with their child and to really think through something that they would love to do. And if you guys want to share with us some of these projects, we would love to see them and we would love to highlight them and share them with our community, because I know those kids out there are they're brilliant. They come up with these amazing things that we wouldn't even think about. So if you guys want to kind of showcase what your kids have been up to, just contact me and Rebecca, and we would love to do that, to really showcase what your kids have been up to in the last few weeks and whatnot. And of course, what they love to do. So I just wanted to thank everyone, and I really wanted to thank our guests as well. We had Fanny Robert who came, and she read to us her new book, Un vent à la tête. We also had Audrey Bureau come. She's a conseillère municipale d'Elmer, and she spoke about the online library platform. And we also had Krish, who came yesterday, and Krish is from the Western Quebec Literacy Council, and he shared with us some really amazing, fun literacy-based games. And make sure to check out the website because they actually have tutors for adults, and they're also looking for volunteers, and this is a perfect time to volunteer to be a tutor. And as you know, we save all of these videos, all of them, even from the week before. So if you want to go back and look at those videos, please do so. I also wanted to say hi to Rebecca. How you doing, Rebecca? We had a great week this week again, and a few tech problems, but we're getting through those. We kind of really ran into this really quickly, so we're trying to figure out day to day how to make sure that everything streams perfectly and whatnot. So we will be back next week. We will be back next week on yeah, we have Allison here and Françoise. Wow, this is amazing. I'm so happy you guys came out to enjoy this with me because it's really fun. So we will be back next week. We will be back on Tuesday because Monday is a holiday for our morning chat, me and Rebecca. And we've got some really great guests as well coming up. So really excited to share that with everyone. You guys have an amazing Easter weekend. Have amazing time with your family. Oh, there's Rebecca. Learning curve, very much so. So have fun with your family and really, enjoy that connection and enjoy that in-breath and out-breath and flow of your day. So have a great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, everyone.